Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me. This video is on the full moon in Libra, which happens on the 21st of March 2019 at 42 minutes past 1 in the morning, and that's based on London, UK time. Now this is quite a special full moon because it happens at 0 degrees. In the astrology chart, you can see that it's split up into different houses, and each one of the houses has 30 degrees. So whenever anything is at 1 degree or at 29 degrees, it becomes heightened, and because it's sitting on the cusp, it's even stronger. When something is at 0 degrees, you get the quintessential nature of that luminary or planet, the luminary in this case being the moon. And the moon is the most sensitive part of who you are. It can be said to be, the way your soul operates, what your most sensitive, intuitive feelings are all about. And at 0 degrees, it really comes through very, very powerfully and very strongly, and it has an even stronger effect on you than it usually would. Okay, so let's look at the basics. A full moon is when the sun and the moon are exactly 180 degrees apart from each other, and the sun illuminates the moon, and the moon is totally round and illuminated, and it reflects the light of the sun, and it's like a big torch up in the sky. And this one is in Libra. Now Libra is an air sign. It's ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity. And Libra is about being creative, being charming, being elegant, creating beautiful things, surrounding yourself in an aura of beauty and communication, and being able to build bridges with other people, regardless of race, gender, creed, religion, background. Libras are very, very good at communicating with anybody from all walks of life, and Libra is not judgmental. Libra is a sign that really gives everyone the benefit of the doubt until you cross Libra and you break their trust. And then Libra can be quite cutting and can be quite decisive and say, you've broken my trust, this is it. So if you look at the glyph of Libra, it's a bridge with a speed bump in it, and Libras are very, very good at overcoming those speed bumps, which usually keep people apart from one another because of silly little differences like race or where you come from, or he or she was born on the wrong side of the tracks. Libra doesn't operate on that level. It really sees people, and it has an insight that we are all connected, that we're all part of the human family, and that those kind of differentiations are just silly and they make no sense. So this Libra moon, the moon, when it is illuminated fully, and it is a full moon, it reaches its completion point, its monthly cycle, and it's able to go, and it just releases all of its energy, and it showers us with this wonderful Libra energy. So some of us who aren't so stylish are gonna suddenly find that we go shopping and we buy a beautiful suit or something lovely to wear, which makes us look elegant. Or a lot of us are going to be able to articulate our ideas in a much more palatable way, which other people actually enjoy. So if you're a writer or a comedian or a life coach or someone who does public speaking, this is a fabulous time for you, because you put your best foot forward. You come across as super, super presentable. You really are charming, and you have this aura of just likability to you. Libras can be very charming and can really draw people to them, because other people want what they have. They're very often very beautiful, or they have this amazing charisma about them, which is just something that other people feel naturally drawn to. And because it's at 0 degrees, we really get the quintessential nature of Libra, and we're all going to benefit from that. So again, also, if you've moved to a new city and you don't know anybody, it's a great day to make new friends. So go to the gym, or go to a tennis club, or go to a meeting, or go sit at a bar if you enjoy the occasional drink, or 5, or whatever. To go out in public, or go dancing, or go be sociable. It's really likely that you will make a connection with someone else, because other people are going to be at their best as well, and you'll be attracted to people, and vice versa. So it's a really lovely, lovely, lovely full moon, which brings us all together and makes us see the best in each other, and we're all wearing kind of rose-tinted spectacles, and we're able to see the good in other people, whereas in other situations we might be overcritical or negative, or whatever it may be. Now the sun is illuminated, the moon is illuminated by the sun in Aries at 0 degrees, and that makes sense because Aries and Libra oppose each other. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac, and Aries is all about independence, taking personal action, and overcoming obstacles. So the sun in Aries is really confident, it's powerful, and it represents your identity. So coupled with the full moon in Libra, where you have this elegance and this charm and this ease of likability all around you, the sun in Aries allows you to be independent, to feel comfortable and confident, to be able to do things alone, and that's why it's also such a great time to make new friends and new connections. And also the great thing is that next to the sun, Chiron is at 1 degrees in Aries. Now 1 degree in numerology is the same as Aries in astrology. 1 is about being a leader, being the boss, being in charge, saying what goes. Aries is the same thing. It is the leader. It overcomes obstacles. It says, I've decided what I want, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going for. So the fact that the moon, the most sensitive part of who you are, opposes Chiron, the wounded healer, is really fabulous, because it's very unlikely that you're going to be hurt during this time. You know, because you can go out alone as well to try and meet new friends, and you go to a club and you stay up till 12 or 1 in the morning, and then you get all dressed up and you go out to this nightclub and it's full of people, and you feel the music and you start dancing, and you make no connections at all, and you feel really let down by that, and you go home at 4 in the morning and it's just like, oh well, that was a bust. No one came up to me, or I didn't see anyone that I liked or anything like that. There's no chance of that happening. There's a 100% chance of you making a connection, and probably a meaningful connection, with another person, which is going to really thrill you, and which can be the start of a new friendship, or a new romantic relationship, or a new partnership in business. Any type of relationship that you can imagine can happen today. It may be that you meet someone who knows about a job that's available, excuse me, and you just happen to talk to them, and you're like, well, I'm totally qualified as a personal assistant, and you need someone, I'm available. So it could even be something like finding a new job opportunity. So it's really positive. Now the moon forms a grand trine with some other planets in this chart. A grand trine is the big blue triangle in the chart that I'm going to highlight here. Usually a grand trine is in one element, okay? But this one is a little bit squished. When things are a little bit squished, I still count them, because just because it's a little bit off doesn't mean that the energy isn't there. So first of all, the moon creates a trine with Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node all in Capricorn. So what that means is that the connections that you make and your sense of charm and elegance isn't just something that's flighty and up in the air and that's totally meaningless. With the trine, the harmonious relationship to Saturn and Pluto means that this is a foundation that you can use to build on. So it's very likely that you make a connection that is long lasting and that's permanent and that's long term. So a new relationship, for instance, that can last for many, many years, or a business partnership that creates a business which you run for the rest of your life. And with Pluto at 22 degrees in Capricorn, Capricorn being the sign of the worker, an earth sign, and these two planets being in an earth sign is very practical and very positive, because it means you make genuine, long-lasting changes to your life. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, the phoenix rising from the ashes, and 22 is the master number of the builder. So it's really likely that a connection you make on this day is going to transform your life. And I don't mean that in a flippant, like, just throwaway manner. I really mean that in a serious way. That this is a significant time, a significant full moon, where if you make the decision to go out and to make connections, that it will give you a foundation to build on, and that foundation will allow you to transform your life in a really significant way. Saturn and Pluto then form another trine with Mars at 23 degrees in Taurus. Mars is the male principle of, this is what I want, this is what I desire, this is what I'm passionate and heated about, this is what I absolutely want. I see something and I'm going to grab it and I'm going to get it. And Mars is in Taurus, which is the sign of the bull. Taurus rules money, work, it rules finances and career, and it also rules the physical body. It rules your physical health, it rules sensuality, romance, sex. Taurus is ruled by Venus, same as Libra, the planet of love, beauty and creativity. And Mars in Taurus is really going after practical things. So again, the connections that you make can have a really significant impact on your life, in the sense that you find a connection that allows you to make more money, or you make a connection that improves your physical health. Like maybe you meet someone who's really into sports and you hit it off and you become friends and you decide to train together. That person says, hey, do you know what, in the morning I go running every morning at 6 in the morning for an hour. Do you want to join me? Do you want to be my running buddy? And you say, yeah, absolutely, sure. That could change your physical health completely if you're a total couch potato and you never exercise, and because you've got someone now to do it with, it makes it easier. That will totally change your physical health and your appearance. Also, it could be a romantic relationship, Taurus being sensuality. So you could meet someone that you absolutely find drop dead gorgeous, and you're just like, you feel like you're on a string and you're just being pulled towards that person, and suddenly you find yourself in front of them. It could also be very positive when it comes to your career. So networking, business networking, and making connections that help you improve your financial life and your working life. And because it's at 23 degrees, 5 is freedom, this can really lead to romantic freedom in your life, or financial freedom, or freedom in your career. And all of this simply because of a connection that you make with another person that has a really significant and meaningful impact on your life, because Pluto is at 22 degrees, the master number of the builder. So I hope I'm not overselling this, but I really do want to oversell this, because this is a moon that can be really life-changing, and it can change your life absolutely for the better. Now, it forms other relationships as well. It forms a quincunx, which means it's 150 degrees away from Uranus in Taurus at 0 degrees. Now, Uranus entered Taurus, I think it was last week, and it's going to stay there now until 2025, 2026. Uranus is the planet of the miraculous, the rebellious, the unexpected, chaos. It's hard to predict. The last time Uranus was in Taurus was in the 30s, and that's when financially things went really awry. So Uranus can be negative in a way and create chaos, but it can also create wonderful, amazing, unexpected, great things. I mean, in the news I've read over the last couple of days since Uranus has been in Taurus, that certain things are already starting. There's one savings company here in the UK that promised people an 8% interest rate on their savings if they put them in something called a fixed rate ISA, and it had 234 million pounds worth of people's savings, and that company's gone bust. So lots of people have lost their savings. Also, I read something about New York this morning in a magazine saying that New York has a huge deficit, and it's 50% of the council tax. I don't think they call it council tax in the States, but property tax is paid by the 1% of the richest people. And it's really a situation that's precarious. And if there's another recession or downturn, then the city would really struggle to find new creditors and find new places to borrow money. So we're already seeing that. Let's hope that Uranus turns things around and allows us to create wonderful positive growth in our finances, because Uranus you can never really predict. You can never say it's going to be one way or the other, because even the trajectory of Uranus, the way it moves in our solar system, is totally random and chaotic. So the fact that this moon connects with Uranus in Taurus means that anything is possible. Taurus, remember, rules money, the body, sensuality, romance, creativity. Anything is possible in those areas for you on this day. So it's really a miraculous moment where you could, out of the blue, miraculously meet the person that you never thought existed, and suddenly the perfect man or woman is in front of you, and you're like, where have you been all my life? You're just perfect. It's love at first sight. Or you make a connection that really throws everything that you thought to be true about money and finance up in the air, and you suddenly see it from a totally different perspective. Or you get the opportunity to become a business partner in a company that's based on an app, and that suddenly makes millions of dollars. So this is a day where you really need to get all of your tentacles out. Imagine your Ursula the sea witch, and all of your tentacles need to be in lots of different pies and trying to connect with lots of different people, because the more you connect And the more you put yourself out there, the more of a chance you have to have something really fabulous happen to you in terms of your practical, financial, earthly, physical, financial, career life. Remember that Saturn and Pluto connection. Now it also forms a trine with Mars, which I've spoken about. And those are the relationships that the moon forms. So that's the main thing about this moon. But there are other major aspect patterns in the chart, which I just want to touch on briefly. First of all, there's a yod in the chart. A yod is the pointy little triangle, which I will highlight in green. And a yod is also known as the finger of God. It's two quincunxes pointing at a planet, and the two planets are separated by a sextile. And this is something that's really, really special and really significant. So the yod is created by the North Node at 23 degrees in Cancer and Mars at 23 degrees in Taurus. So both of them are at 23 degrees, which is 5, which is all about freedom. And they point at, oh my God, they point at Jupiter, which is at 23 degrees in Sagittarius. Isn't that nuts? That you have three things in exactly the same angle. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. And again, it's 23 degrees, it's 5, it's freedom and good luck. So what we're saying here is that if you use Mars, your desire to achieve and to go after the things that you're passionate about, just think of yourself as a very animalistic, creature, and you have physical needs and desires, and you're looking around and you find someone who just meets all the criteria, and you're like, va va voom, let's go. And when you allow yourself to tap into that, and you allow yourself to get in touch with your feelings, and also to allow yourself to say, wow, this is someone that I could really care for, or this is someone who really touches something within me, who makes me feel something. When you find that, both of those things, physical attraction or business attraction, with a sense of, hey, together we could really do something that would help each other, or it would help other people. When those things are combined, they point at Jupiter, and what that means is that is a relationship that needs to be followed up, because it's going to provide good luck in your life. And Jupiter is in Sagittarius, and it will lead you to places that you could have never imagined, and it will provide you with real personal freedom in your life, because you've now achieved something, met someone that gives you a sense of personal freedom and fulfillment. And this can be in a personal romantic way, so I'm attracted and I want to care for this person, or it can be this person seems really reliable, and we're talking about business, and we're talking about a business idea that would really help people. And when you connect those two dots, that is going to lead to a lot of good luck and good fortune that's going to allow you to fly and really, really progress in your life, and make you really happy, because it gives you either financial freedom or the sense of freedom in, I really care about people and I want to be a humanitarian, and now finally I've got an opportunity to do that here with this business partner that I've met. So that's a really fabulous sign. I'm just kind of tilting my head to see if there are any other major aspect patterns in the chart. I've looked at the squished little grand trine. No, that's it. So that's what I get for you during this full moon in Libra. It looks absolutely fabulous. So really make sure that you get out there. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel at your best. You're going to feel charming and funny and elegant and witty, and like you're supported by Venus, the planet of love and beauty. Remember, Mars is connected with the moon. Mars is in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. The moon is in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. So it's all about love and beauty and creativity. And Venus in the chart is, oh my goodness, it's also at 23 degrees. I can't believe this. In Aquarius. So Venus is concerned with being a communicator, being of service to other people, being a humanitarian, and when it does that, it feels a sense of freedom. So any of these relationships that you're going to create are not just going to nurture you and the other person, but it's very, very likely that it's going to have a positive effect on the people around you as well. And we all know that this is a spiritual law of the universe. If you add value to other people's lives, or if you put positivity out there, you will get positivity back. And again, with 23 being 5, it gives you a personal sense of freedom. Like, I've made it. I've now got something in my life that allows me to worry about one less thing. I'm free of that. So I'm free of romantic concerns because I have it in my life now. Or I'm free of financial worries because I've got this project that's really going to transform my working life. Or I'm free of career worries because now I've got the next step up and I can see where I'm going. It's really a life-changing, fabulous, fabulous full moon. So have a wonderful time here. Remember, Ursula the Sea Witch, put your tentacles out there. If you would like a personal reading with me, what you're looking at, this chart, is a snapshot of the sky when this full moon occurs. When I draw up your personal chart, I get a chart that looks similar to this, but obviously the planets are in different areas, and it's a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. And by looking at this chart, I can look at your rising sign to see what your default setting is. I can look at your midheaven, which combined with your rising, your sun, and your moon gives me an indication of what your vocational aptitudes are, so your talents when it comes to work. Then there's the south and north node of the moon, and those show me what your life purpose is and where you've been in past lifetimes. And then I also have the planets and the houses, so I can see what's going on in your 5th house of romance and relationship. I can see what's going on in your 1st house of personal development itself. I can see what's happening in your 2nd house of finance, and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and what you need to overcome, and where you can really heal Chiron from being the biggest wound and biggest thorn in your side to pulling out that thorn in your side and making it the biggest strength in your life. So transforming your personality and turning the volume down on the ego so that you can really thrive. So if you're someone who isn't exactly 100% sure about what your life purpose is, or what your vocational aptitudes are, or what's going to happen for you in your love life, or what your strengths and weaknesses are, or how you come across to other people, the vibe you give off, and how you can change that, or if you're not exactly sure about how to handle relationships with siblings and family members, or with a romantic partner, I can look at all of that for you. If you have any questions about moving, where to live, where the best place is to live for you, I can use the astrocartography. What I do with that, I reverse the chart, and instead of looking up at the sky, I position myself in the sky, and I see where the planets were moving over different parts of planet Earth and how each place affects you, I really believe that each place on Earth has a certain spirit for each of us, and it affects us differently. So for me, living in Glastonbury may affect me completely differently than someone else because of their astrocartography. So if you have any questions at all, then please get in touch with me for a personal reading. It's gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab to order your reading. If you like these videos, then please share them online. I'd be ever so grateful. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to be notified of these special astrology videos that I do for full moons and new moons, and I also do things on Jupiter in Sagittarius. I think I'm going to make a video on Uranus and Taurus as well, because that's really interesting in terms of the finances, and I want to have a closer look at that. I also do daily tarot readings and weekly horoscopes for all signs of the zodiac. So, like this video is for everybody who watches and all signs of the zodiac. But then I also do monthly horoscopes and yearly horoscopes for each specific sign of the zodiac. And if you watch those, watch them for your sun sign first, and then for your rising sign. If you need really even more information, then third, watch the one for your moon sign. And that's going to give you a real insight into what's happening and what's coming up for your specific sign in the month ahead. So I hope you have a fabulous time here during this full moon. It really looks like an amazing opportunity. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you soon.